Good afternoon and welcome to Lacrosse Fire TV's coverage of the SELC Lacrosse Tournament here in Johns Creek, Georgia on the campus of Northview High School. Our Division I championship game about to get underway. The South Carolina Gamecocks played for the championship last year, came up a couple goals short as they'll take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, undefeated on the year and looking for their third SEL title in the last 4 years. I'm Ned Cage alongside Connor Squires. Connor, we'll start with Georgia Tech. We saw them down by 2 goals with 2 minutes to go in the game last night against Florida State, tied it up, won in overtime. Conrad McAvoy made plays all over the field.
Yeah, they won it in overtime in a wild fashion, actually. But what I saw from that team, they're very talented, but they did a very good job of competing when their backs were against the wall. I love to see that the coaches let the players play.
Yep, doubt about that. The other undefeated team coming into this weekend was the Liberty Flames. They're undefeated no more as the South Carolina Gamecocks knocked them off 12-9. And Connor, it was a game South Carolina really controlled throughout. Liberty went on some runs here and there, but it was 6 goals from Sam Weiss. Was really too much to overcome as South Carolina playing for their second championship.
Yeah, and they did. They did a lot of things on defense to kind of knock Liberty off their path, and they played a fantastic game defensively, did their job on offense, and I'm really excited to see these two teams get off.
Absolutely. These two teams finishing up their warm-ups. We will get the anthem started in just about 2 minutes or so, and as soon as that is over, we will get back with you guys here on Lacrosse Fire TV's coverage of the SELC tournament here in Johns Creek, Georgia. We'll be back right after this.
What is it about some places? The places where we feel a sense of fellowship, where service is of the highest priority, whether to each other or to ourselves. A journey familiar like a warm bath for the soul. Along the way we may get lost, but we always seem to find a friendly hand reaching out, guiding us the way back there, where we owe it to our younger selves. Just to feel like we're getting a little bit better at us. This place will always be there for you. This place is sacred. Because this place is home.
Heels or flats? Heels. Around here, we're decision-making pros. But when she got injured last season, I almost made the wrong decision. I thought I could take her where I rehabbed my knee, but her coach told me, take her to Children's. No thanks. All that experience helped my daughter heal faster and come back stronger.
Now we just need to decide where I'll play in college.
Road trip.
Welcome back. Lacrosse Fire TV's coverage of the SELC championship game. North Florida upsetting Kennesaw State in our first game. And now the Gamecocks of South Carolina taking on the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech. We mentioned Georgia Tech's thrilling win last night. It was Conrad McAvoy at overtime taking a backhand shot that I think most people thought was outside the net, and it turned out it was inside the net. Walk-off win in style. And a 3-goal lead for South Carolina, but they were tested. So it's two teams. Tech had the benefit of the last game of the night, out of the heat a little bit more than South Carolina. Both these teams have more depth than we saw in the first games, but obviously the heat up being near 80 degrees playing on turf going to be a factor. Teams with depth are going to benefit.
Right, and before the game starts, there's not really a lot that sticks out as far as what's different about both these teams. A lot of similarities between the two. We'll see who's been able to recover and who's been able to game plan on short notice here for the championship game.
Yeah, two teams with kind of different histories. We mentioned Georgia Tech looking for their 3rd title in 4 years and their 4th overall. So on the flip side, South Carolina last year was the first time they'd been to an SELC championship game. They fell 9-7 to Virginia Tech, but they have regathered, regrouped, and now are set to take on these undefeated 16-0 Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. South Carolina on the other end comes in 16-2, so they've done their fair share of winning throughout as well. Coaches meet there at midfield in the box as South Carolina is led by its head coach James Harkey, assistant coaches Crawford Peruzio, Peter Candela, and on Georgia Tech head coach Ken Lovick. He's assisted by associate head coach and offensive coordinator E.J. Freeman, and also on staff Kevin McHugh, Matt Edmonds, Brian Connolly, and Nicholas Biskid. Goalies head to their respected goals. 31 in white. Georgia Tech is Pagliaro. He's been the starter all year long. The sophomore out of Sandy Hook, Connecticut, Gino Pagliaro. He played great with 8 saves last night. On the flip side for the South Carolina Gamecocks, it's their senior goalie, Colin Haynes, out of Walt Whitman High School in Bethesda, Maryland. And he is an experienced goalkeeper. White on white with the gold helmets for Georgia Tech. Red shorts, black tops, white helmets for the Gamecocks. And the opening faceoff will go to Tyler Harper and the Yellow Jackets. And he'll turn it right over. So despite losing the faceoff, Gamecocks come away with the ball. We mentioned South Carolina led last night by their sophomore attackman out of Wando High School, one of the more dominant high schools in the state of South Carolina. Sam Weiss, he had 6 goals. He's wearing 87 in black. First line of Valen, Bailey, and rounding that group out is, we'll get that number in a second, 54, Giles. And they get it through, jam it inside of Giles to start, won't go. Tech trying to keep it their way, and it's not going to be over back because it went off the Tech stick. Nice work, Brian Duffy, getting that ground ball up momentarily. Big collision on the far side, and Zeke Day picks it up, runs the space. He can go over and back. That shot clock isn't under 60 yet. Takes a big hit at the midfield line. Ball on the ground. That was Griffin Bailey. He's going to throw it into the corner. Great hustle there out of Jono Durham, who had a huge second half in the Gamecocks comeback. He had 2 goals and assist all in the second half, 7 in the black.
Yeah, a bit of physicality in the middle of the field. Good job for South Carolina tracking that ball out before it went out of bounds.
Officiating crew letting them play early, setting the tone. The game will move a little bit faster than the last game we saw. A few more bodies for each team as well. So maybe quicker action in the shot clock, although now the shot clock's down under 50. Bailey's behind in the invert with Day. Head up, looks straight up the wing to Weiss. Weiss didn't have anything, moves it on to Valen. Good defense here by the Jackets in the beginning. Shot clock now at 30. Ball is with Durham. Here goes Griffin Bailey, lowering that shoulder, trying to use the 6'3" frame. Swims. Good job of staying on the hip there. That was Ezekiel Day. 10 on the shot clock. Ball deflected. Valen has it. Now it's poked away. 6 on the shot clock. Giles picks it up. He's going to throw something towards the cage. It went on cage. It'll reset, but Georgia Tech will back it up. It should go to Georgia Tech, and it will.
We'll have our first officiating debacle, as that was clearly a shot and clearly backed up by White, I'm sorry. And they'll get it straightened out.
2.5 minutes in. Tech gets their first settled possession. Day handling the pressure of Griffin Giles. And now they will both sub off for the correct personnel. Both substitutions happening a little bit late, so no advantage gained. Although it is a 6-on-5 here, if Tech can take advantage. Goggins couldn't handle the pass, went to make the play before he caught the ball. Goosed away, Valen can't pick it up. Now he does, finally choking up on his stick, and he comes away with the ball.
Yeah, a bit of sloppiness from Georgia Tech out of the gate. Both clearing the ball and their offensive end.
Inside roll, good lift there. Weiss stepped in the crease, and it'll go to Georgia Tech ball. Nice defense on the far side, I believe. That was 37, James Clancy. Maganese trying to get underneath, not a lot doing there. He'll step away and look at an invert situation, at least for the moment. Top side, draws two, loses his footing. Ball on the ground, opportunity for South Carolina to come up with it, and they do with Drew Brown. Brown's got to leg it out. They got a 6-on-4 if they could take advantage. Goes to the pole in the middle, down the wing. Shot just wide off the stick of Durham. Good transition offense.
Yeah, and it was, and I was really surprised that number 42, Steve Fuller, long stick defenseman coming down. I thought he might have had a chance at a goal there, but decides to pass it up.
See him on the replay, stepped into about 15 yards and said, you know what, maybe I'll let these shooters guys take care of it. So same group, Giles, Valen, and Griffin Bailey. Ball's with Giles now. He's got a short stick. He's going to start his dodge pick. He chooses to use it to his left hand. Lets it fly, rings off the pipe. Shot clock will reset. This is still a shot, and a great job defensively boxing out and being closest to the ball, Frank Fiorino.
Yeah, anytime there's a shot off the pipe, if it goes over, there is not an over and back call, and it's still treated as a normal shot as it would in the offensive possession. Good job by Carolina.
And opportunity for a pole to come down in transition, and we'll call that a possession shot.
And perhaps we'll know why the defenseman earlier decided to pass the ball off.
So Giles back into the offensive end. Open set here. Everybody on the perimeter. No crease players. Addison Lutz handles the lefty. Played well yesterday, but didn't record much in the stats department. Bailey trying to get underneath. Good job there defensively. The short stick staying on his hip. Shot clock across the way. He's under 45. Valen to his left. Rolls back right. Now looks to sweep. Gets a little bit of a pick. Tech communicated through it well. Action inside. We're going to have interference. Getting a little physical on the inside. Somebody on South Carolina made a bit too much of a physical play inside. And Connor's a former attackman. You know how that can go. Guys inside kind of going back and forth with each other. Sometimes it's called, sometimes it's not.
It's a little busy in there, to say the least.
McAvoy straight ahead to Krasicki, but didn't feel the pressure behind him. Evan Jungle picks up the loose ball. Peterson and McAvoy, they're the guys for this Georgia Tech team. We mentioned McAvoy, 5 points yesterday, had 8 in the quarterfinal game on Friday night down the alley. Jungle goes straight ahead to Peterson. Jump shot wide. So McAvoy now up to 111 points on 68 goals and 43 assists through 16 games for these Yellow Jackets, and he'll look to continue that offensive tear in the championship game today. Jungle takes the high bouncer, goes over, race to the end line, and Georgia Tech did win it. And they're looking for the quick restart. Can they get it? They can. Momentary 6-on-5. Slow getting in on defense. Going to lead to an easy goal. And jogging back on defense was the South Carolina defenseman. And he smacks a stick out of frustration, but he's got to just give a little bit more effort here. You see nobody coming into the play. There he finally is late, and there's the 2-on-1 easy finish for Peterson.
Yeah, Frank Florio, the only person you should be upset about is himself. Sometimes you just don't get the call. Jogging back in on defense not going to help your goalie out very much. In a championship game, one goal could decide it. Not a good way you want to start.
So Peterson only had one goal yesterday. It was pretty quiet. Gets on the board here early to get things started off. Face-off X comes up to South Carolina. The physical play continues, though. And now we got a pole streaking, but he finds step down, look, bouncer, and it goes. The defensive midfielder, Brown, give the assist to the long pole, McPoyle.
Great job, unsettled offense. You see the ball comes down, it's going to have a good shot to the offside.
Overhand, high to low.
That was good as Georgia Tech coaches communicating to the Georgia Tech attack. Perhaps he wanted him to do a little bit better on getting that ground ball.
Drew Brown scoring that goal, the sophomore out of St. Louis, Missouri. Back at the X, Isaac and Yee. Isaac wins that one pretty clean. Derek Isaac, sophomore from Maryland, had a very impressive game last night. Continues to be hot at the dot to begin this game. And a little pressure there on the far side as I think that was Weiss trying to handle it. Now Georgia Tech is coming out and their poles are pressing out. See if that continues or if they were just doing that to start this possession while the substitution patterns occurred. Second midfield group out there for South Carolina. Ball deflected and good battle at the midfield line. Kept over momentarily by the South Carolina defense. And now the ball is trickling to the sideline. It's off Georgia Tech. Good hustle to pick it up and throws it right to Weiss, who is smartly guarding the goalie. And we're going to have a flag down. The goalie might get called for a hold. It's an open net. Lutz handles and chooses to slow things down.
Yeah, free possession here. Definitely want to make the most of it. Good job by Weiss to slow this down.
Lackland Hurdle handles the ball. He's out there with Jordan Hummel and 30, Jake Peretti, the freshman out of Maryland. A lot of Maryland guys. Nice poke there to get the ball on the ground. Durham comes away with it. Durham is a Charlotte guy. Hummel handles. Towson High School in Maryland, so those connections continue. Hurdle to the wing. See if they go for a pass down, pick down. A little give and go action. Good save by Pagliario. And the ball stays here as Lutz tracks it down, jams it inside, nothing doing. And now the man-up opportunity will come for USC.
Yeah, and it is going to be on the goalie. Georgia Tech zone. Pagliario is going to have to go to sit. We'll see if it's for 30 or a minute.
Which will bring in the sophomore goalie, Alex Promby out of Winston Churchill High School in Potomac, Maryland. Hasn't seen a ton of time this year. Pagliaro's been the starter throughout, so.
And it'll be a quick 30-second hold, Ned. You were correct on the call.
So, Connor, now if you're South Carolina, you know it's a new goalie. Do you want to try to get a shot off, or do you want to just continue to run through your man upset and work for the best shot available?
I would play it just as is, but, just knowing that, shoot the ball confidently because the guy is coming off the bench. But I would do exactly what you would do if the starter were in.
Under 7 minutes to go, opening quarter. SELC D1 championship game here at Northview High School. Extra man, first time we've seen the EMO unit for South Carolina today. A little bit of a wheel using their left-handers. Weiss looking to skip. He does skip. Durham high to low, and it goes. And there you see maybe a shot you might not take against a starter who went through a full warm-up, but against a backup, high to low, it'll go.
Yeah, they just wheel the ball around the outside, get the defense rotating, find the skip. Just good high to low shot. Gets the goalie to collapse, but he collapses late.
Pagliaro trots back out there, so 1 for 1 on the EMO for USC. And they're going to get Isaac for withholding. Or no, I think they're going to get Harper for holding. So ball comes to South Carolina. as Durham comes from his attack spot up to the midfield to get it. Looks like they'll go with that second midfield group again. Hurdle, Peretti, and coming on last is Jordan Hummel. And early attack by Hurdle, nothing doing. Hummel handles now. Hummel hitches, but moves it along to Peretti. Peretti rolls away, but now they do have a short stick with the attackman, but they're going to give him the chance to switch back. No, they don't. Good job there by the Gamecocks offense. Opportunity. Lutz takes it, bounces it high and over the goal.
Yeah, Gamecocks.
Excuse me, that was Durham.
Shoot a lot of bounce shots. Looks like the goaltender might have hurt his right leg. Not really sure what happened there.
So Lutz restarts it from behind. Nice roll dodge, got a step, and now gets a switch with Andrew Yee, one of the short sticks for this Yellow Jackets defense. Lutz is a lefty, and Yee's sitting there waiting for that rollback, and almost got the ball out on a nice wrap. Good seal there for Weiss to step down. Lutz to Weiss, and Hummel with the nice seal should get a bonus assist.
Yeah, they get Yee behind the cage. Very good short stick defensive midi, but when a skip lane's open like that for one of the best shooters on the team, it's going to be a long day. They need to find his hands off ball, on ball. Maybe even when he's on the balls on the other side of the field as well. The kid can shoot the ball very well.
I don't even know if that was a designed off-ball screen there or seal, but it worked out quite well. And Weiss now, 7th goal in the last 2 games, also has an assist in today's game. 3-1 lead for the Gamecocks. Georgia Tech went down 3-0 to start the game last night against Florida State before they went on a 4-0 run to regain the lead. Loose ball hold. South Carolina again will get a possession after the faceoff. And I think they've won every single one except for the first one that Tech won but quickly gave right back.
And Georgia Tech just tried to do the defensive shovel move after he lost to Clampton. They went ahead. Sometimes they call that a hold, sometimes they do not. This time they get it on.
First unit back on the field, Ryan Vallon, Griffin Bailey, who has the ball now, and 55, Griffin Giles. And an invert now look for the 6'3", 200-pound midi. Bailey, full speed, gets to 5-5, stays patient, but opts to move it along. Vallon off the screen to his right hand, may have a step downhill. Bounces away. Now we'll take the shot high. Backed up by South Carolina halfway through the shot clock at 41. Here is Durham, Jono Durham, 5-5, settles down, goes straight ahead. Weiss is going to step in again, shoots that one wide. That one a little deeper than usual from 15. And you hear the overhand calls from the sideline. 30 on the shot clock. Vallon gets good space, tried to get it to Giles, who was cutting. Ball on the ground. Brian Duffy, the captain, comes away with it and quickly finds Krasicki. Krasicki, 5 goals in the quarterfinal win, but quiet with only a single goal yesterday, and throws that right to the feet of Haynes, and Haynes will get some confidence getting his first save of the game.
Yeah, not necessarily the best shot you want to take if you're Georgia Tech.
Giles up ahead, long pass handled. Weiss took a bump in the back, nothing called. Lutz comes away with the ball and finds Brown, who's already got 1 goal today. Three and a half to go, opening quarter, SELC Division I championship game. Georgia Tech was number 2 in a lot of polls behind Liberty, who lost yesterday, so a Tech win could give them the number 1 potential overall seed in the MCLA tournament that will take place in just a few weeks. They go behind. They've got Georgia Tech hung. It looks like that's Durham behind. Now he's going to push to his right side. Low angle, gets it to go. Jono Durham, 2nd of the game. 4th in the last 3 quarters of play here at Northview.
And you'll see as defender hung up, decides to take the goalie side, shoots it right around him. Not much the goalie can do there. He gets a strong goal.
Another great view of a goal from our camera crew that we've had throughout the day. We appreciate everyone tuning in on lacrossefire.tv. If you missed any of the action and want to know how these teams got to Championship Sunday, you can go back and watch all the semifinals from Saturday. hopefully after this game, because you'll stay with us. Georgia Tech down 4-1, but they've been down before and haven't had any issues. They're experienced. Andrew Yu with a nice ground ball to give Tech a much-needed possession, under 3 to go here. And the attack of McAvoy and Peterson will take over, and they're just always calm and in control. And McAvoy's tucked-in jersey look has been my favorite look of the weekend. And a flag comes in. Not sure what the call was, if it was too many or if it was, again, some action on the inside. Momentary 6-on-5 here if the Jackets can take advantage, although they're getting their 6th guy on, as South Carolina was. First group, Ron, Maganese, and Goggins, who has it now. Goggins to his left. Through X, McAvoy handles on a one-hop and throws it away. Luckily, it was a free possession.
Yeah, thus far, Ned, I think South Carolina's just playing a little bit more confident, especially with that big win that they got last night. Georgia Tech still trying to find themselves in this game, and we'll see if they can do it on the man up.
Devin Ron will restart it. Right in front of us, Ron, the freshman out of Marlborough, Massachusetts. He's been a nice addition for Coach Lovick and Coach Freeman on the offensive side of the ball. Here is McAvoy carrying as Tech starts their rotations and look to wheel a little bit. Great execution, but the pass couldn't be handled inside, just a little bit off the intended target, Krasicki. That was McAvoy who was the intended target. And now South Carolina will look to clear man down. And they will do it. Although, nope, they do stay on sides. Pass knocked down, though, by Jack Toppin. Good active stick there by the LSM of Georgia Tech.
Yeah, and just as I was about to say, how the clearing game has been so crucial in this tournament for both D2 and Division I. I was about to award South Carolina for a good job of a man-down clear, but before I even had the chance to speak, we've just seen a lot of turnovers in the clearing game.
And Ron had the ball poked away by Giles. Giles playing very aggressively all the way out outside the box on Ron. And Ron just decides, if I run full speed, I'll be all right. And Sam Eck finally comes on. Usually a member of the second unit, but running with the first group right now. Maganese skips, good stick in the passing lane, red all the way. And headed the other way with a little bit of transition will be Fiorino. Fiorino, short time, under a minute. They try to get it to Durham, and he turns it over. So they had a nice look on the throwback for a good shot earlier, but this time they can't convert. And Tech, looking for the quick restart, will have to back it up a little bit and now get the whistle.
Yeah, lots of missed opportunities both ways. It just accumulates to poor stick skills. See which team can tighten up here, as there's only 30 seconds left in the first quarter. I'm sure they'll be talking about it in their respective huddles.
And we mentioned South Carolina had to play in the heat, and then Georgia Tech had to play pretty late into the night. They probably didn't get back to their hotels till close to midnight. Tried to have some triangle passing to get the ball inside. Couldn't get it to go. Tim Peterson comes away with the ball. Now it's Eck, under 10 on the clock. Peterson gets it. He's got a short stick, and he's comfortable in these late clock situations. He gets a great look, and I think a great save there by Haynes, offside hip.
He did. With 2 seconds left, they're going to have to jam the ball into the crease.
And that pass knocked down, and that will close out our opening half. 4-1 lead for the Gamecocks of South Carolina, looking to knock off their second undefeated team in consecutive days here at the SELC, as we head to the break with Jono Durham stinging one, his second of the game for the Gamecocks.
Heels or flats? Heels. Around here, we're decision-making pros. But when she got injured last season, I almost made the wrong decision. I thought I could take her where I rehabbed my knee, but her coach told me, take her to Children's. No thanks. All that experience helped my daughter heal faster and come back stronger.
Now we just need to decide where I'll play in college.
Road trip.
Longhorn Steakhouse is proud to be a sponsor of the SELC Championships for the 15th consecutive year. Visit their Johns Creek location half a mile north on Medlock Bridge Road, and make sure you tell manager Jim you were at the SELC tournament or watching on Lacrosse Fire TV. Longhorn, discover the West in you. So first 15 in the book. USC leads 4-1. And we'll head out to the face-off X, where Isaac has had a lot of success. It looks like it'll be Tyler Harper for the Yellow Jackets. And more of a tie-up. Isaac trying to rip it out. It came right to his long pole, who couldn't get a stick on it. It came out so fast, and Andrew Yee does a nice job battling to pick up the ground ball. Georgia Tech settling in on offense. Tim Peterson now waiting for Ron Maganese and Goggins to join. Here is Ron. Devin Ron coming downhill, looking to get the second goal created here for Georgia Tech. They get a nice look. Goggins' shot never got through, and it's going to bounce back to McAvoy if he can keep it in. He's got two defenders on him, and good job of getting that ball on the ground by Hank Chastain, who played a fantastic game defensively yesterday against the Liberty attack.
We've seen these poles are not afraid to press anywhere, behind the cage, in transition, in the alleys.
Minute gone in our second quarter. South Carolina settles into their first offensive possession. Looks like they'll go with their second midfield group of Peretti, Hummel, and 48 Hurdle. So halfway through the shot clock, they finally got their 6 on that they want, and they'll get things started by dodging the short stick of Chatlin. Chatlin does a nice job pushing Hurdle down the alley, and they'll move it to the backside. Peretti's got the long pole. He's still going to look to attack, coming off the pick from Jordan Hummel. Now they go through X, and they've got one of their midfielders playing back there. Excuse me, that is 44 back behind the goal, Pizzo. Hummel trying to back in, straight ahead to Pizzo. Pizzo eyes up, jams it inside. Nice handle, better save. Pagliaro inside, big time stop. Loose ball comes up. South Carolina shot clock resets. They try to jam it to Weiss. And is that another save? Nope, I guess I'll say it won't come on cage. And they reset it with the Jackets. Pagliaro legging it out up the midfield line. Almost got caught from the box. Now he's in a little bit of trouble. And Coach Lovett called the timeout, as I'm sure Pagliaro's eyes got about as wide as mine did once he got inside the 30-yard line.
I thought he was going to go coast to coast there. I don't know, Coach. I think I might let him have it.
Coach Lovett, you see at the bottom of the screen here.
He already ran all the way down there. You might as well let him shoot it.
I don't know how he looks so calm with his goalie coasting across the midfield line up the box side, looking like he might get his head taken off. We'll hang right here and let you know that the Hilton Garden Inn is everything right where you need it. Just 2 miles from Northview High School on the corner of Medlock Bridge Road and McGinnis Ferry Road, directly behind the Panera Bread Company. The Hilton Garden Inn North Johns Creek can accommodate all your needs, from a full breakfast buffet, a drink at our full-service bar, a relaxing day by the pool, or a stroll through the underground tunnel to shop and eat. Please come visit us anytime. And we are here in Johns Creek, and in Johns Creek you can experience the exceptional. Nowhere else can you paddle through a national park, visit the goats at Autry Mill Nature Preserve, stroll through the 130-foot Johns Creek Tunnel mural, or let your taste buds travel the world, all without ever leaving the city limits. Whether for a day trip or a longer getaway at one of our hotels, we are sure you will find Johns Creek is truly the exception to the everyday. Give us a follow and visit Johns Creek on social media to discover the city. So out of the timeout, Pagliaro became the one-man clear for Georgia Tech, and they'll start with the ball as you see right in front of their bench, and you see the crowd here starting to fill up for our D1 game. A couple stragglers sticking around from the D2 game. Beautiful day to watch some lacrosse, and the Yellow Jackets look to pull within 2. Sam Eck behind on the invert situation. They're going to run a little bit of this razor screen right at GLE with both the short sticks. Junkel set the pick straight ahead. Krasicki, good ball movement to the backside. Maganese down the alley off a pick. Peterson popped off that pick, shot it wide. Peterson with a little bit of the basketball move with the pick and pop there, letting it fly from the outside. Junkel straight ahead. Peterson one more. Krasicki step down. Overhand save. Couldn't get a lot on that shot as the defense came out to him. Excuse me, that was Conrad McAvoy. I've made that mistake a couple times already. Turnover there by South Carolina, so Georgia Tech again will have a chance to cut it to 2.
Yeah, interesting adjustment by the South Carolina defense after a shot out of bounds going to a hybrid zone. Just designated one guy to slide because they want to make sure that they get the ball out of that guy's stick and play in a backer zone. Perhaps a first quarter adjustment from the Gamecocks.
Duffy has Topping right in the middle. Topping has Goggins, and he finds him on the near side. Ball behind, it's McAvoy. He's looking to attack an early offense. Loves that inside roll right at GLE, but didn't have any room. Well defended by Chastain, and the pipe was held big by Haynes, but it'll be a turnover again in the clearing game. And Georgia Tech coming down in transition. Face dodge, ball on the ground. Ron had it taken away by Fiorino. Now Fiorino will look to leg it out. With Ron giving chase, Ron loses his footing. Pops up, and an opportunity for Bailey to step in if he wanted, but he opted to settle things down, and they get it to Weiss, who had a goal and an assist in our opening quarter.
Yeah, look for Weiss to be active in this offensive possession.
Griffin Giles, Ryan Vallon, and Griffin Bailey. The 3 middies on as they get it to Bailey up top. See if he looks to go downhill. Full head of steam. He does. Physical dodge, but got pushed outside the hashes, so didn't have much goal. Now they swing it backside to Weiss. Weiss with the rocker step comes off the pick at 15 yards. Couldn't get a quality shot. Now they go behind. It's Pizzo. Pizzo didn't get on the field a ton yesterday. Excuse me, that's not Pizzo. I believe that's... I'll try to get that number for you, but pass intercepted. Trail check, and it's an open net. Giles is going to step in and shot it wide.
Oh, you got to put it on frame.
Quick restart. No, that is 44. Pizzo behind the goal. Now he'll clear out so Bailey can invert here. Bailey going to go with the backhand shot over the goal. Backed up by South Carolina. Good hustle there, Pizzo.
Yeah, Georgia Tech defense looks a bit exhausted right now in this long stint.
And the shot clock did reset a moment ago on the shot. And then Pagliaro threw his pass that got intercepted. Pizzo getting himself into trouble, throws it out. And the ball handled on the far side. Now they come up top. Griffin Bailey splits to his right. Andrew Yee stops him in his track. Now he rolls left, has a long pole slide to him, up ahead to Giles. Giles steps in from 15. It's off target, and we have about 25 on the shot clock. Shot clock closes in on 15. Giles handles, and they get it out to the wing. Vallon's got a short stick give and go. They try to get it to Giles, but it was a little bit too far in front, and Pagliaro with a flat-footed clearing pass goes for a turnover, and great play there by Vallon to get on sides and allow his pole to step over. So fresh 80, and Georgia Tech's now having to defend for the 3rd time in one possession.
We've seen that when they have the ball for long times on offense, it usually results in a goal.
Weiss sweeping top side, didn't have anything. South Carolina being very patient with their 4-1 lead. Vallon shot, it went off of Pagliaro and banked in. USC gets the lead Out to 5-1. Thanks to Ryan Valor, the senior.
Second chances, third chances in a championship game. You just can't keep giving a good offense that many opportunities to score. They're going to stretch the lead to 5-1.
8.5 to go before the halftime break. And the Yellow Jackets, this has been a decently common theme of our MCLA tournament. The team that scores first usually goes down early. Georgia Tech scored first thanks to Tim Peterson. The last 5 goals all coming courtesy of the guys in black and red. Black and maroon. Face-off dot, Isaac for South Carolina. And I believe Tyler Harper's down there in his stance for the Yellow Jackets. Ball popped out. Excuse me, that wasn't Harper for South Carolina. That was Michael Paulin, who won the clamp but couldn't pick it up clean. And coming downhill, right on top of the doorstep, Pagliaro made a great save there. Shot came from Max Cuffio.
Oh, the bench was ready to erupt.
Cuffio's going to get another chance to dive and another save, and he'll be in the crease. Back-to-back saves by Pagliaro after that one went off his leg and in. That was a nice bounce back for the goalkeeper, as you see right here on the dive. Pagliaro does a good job matching stick.
Yeah, Piazza, his buddy right there, was asking for a push call. I think he has a bit of an argument as well.
And a little dicey play, but shot clock was at 65, so they could afford to go back over and bring it back across. Second group, Evan Junkel, Sam Eck, and Nick Witten. This is a younger group for Georgia Tech with 2 freshmen and a sophomore, but they've produced. And when you've got a veteran attack with Peterson, McAvoy, and the junior Krasicki, your young guys feel confident on the field. Here is Junkel coming downhill, had an assist on the first goal of the game, looking for another assist. Good ball movement. Here is Sam Eck getting to his left hand, back to his right. Shot on goal, saved by Haynes. Shot clock resets. Tech comes away with the ball. Peterson, head always up. He's got a short stick. And he's going to look to go. Draws a slide quick. Krasicki plays catch and sticks it. Witten gave it right back, said, "You're the shooter. Give us one."
It was a little slow, it was a little awkward, but they realized they had the 2-on-1. Defender goes ball to ball. Good job giving the ball right back and just kind of handcuffs the goalie, going right over his right shoulder. Tech responds.
Good placement there as Krasicki, we mentioned, had a 5-goal quarterfinal game, won yesterday and has one today. The lefty shooter showing off his range. It's a hot one out here, whether you're on the field, on the sideline, in the stands, or in the booth.
Nice breeze down on the field level, though.
Under 7 to go in our second quarter. Harper this time taking the draw against Isaac. Harper's got the clamp, comes out of there with a beat for the ground ball and gets it and quickly finds Day. So a nice face-off win. Good job getting the possession, and now the first group, Goggins, Magnese, and Ron back on the field. This is also a relatively young group for the Yellow Jackets. Ron coming downhill, draws 2, continues to try to fight through, and straight ahead, step down look, Goggins, right hand, Ron, nice quick hands, picked it up and buried it home. 2 quick ones in about 30 seconds for the Swarm.
Right, and it is a game of runs, and I think everyone knew that they weren't going to be able to keep this Georgia Tech offense at bay for too long. It's just a quick little broken play turned into a golden goal. 5-3, South Carolina leads.
First goal from a midfielder in the championship game for Georgia Tech, as Krasicki is on the sideline talking to the coaching staff, so we'll see. I think Magnese may be the third attackman in there right now. That ball goosed, comes away to Andrew Yee. It is Magnese down there playing, so they'll bring the second unit out, have some continuity with Junkel, Witten, and Eck. as Goggins and Eck have a discussion before Eck comes onto the field.
And Georgia Tech winning a consecutive face-off. Still help build momentum there.
Eck shot high, that one off the look from Peterson. Peterson is the distributor for this team. 53 assists, including 5 in the win on Friday night. He's got 1 goal today. Nice job moving it. Junkel's going to have the step down if he wants it. Face dodges underneath, draws the slide, has 2. Big whacks there from Chastain. Forced Junkel to move the ball on. Now on the far side, Witten made a nice move to get by his guy. Didn't want to take it from 13 with his offhand. Maganese down the alley, draws 2. Chastain slides to him. And now McAvoy has a short stick behind. This is definitely advantage Yellow Jackets. McAvoy, quick slide comes from Chastain. Connor talked about that backer zone. Chastain's been ready to slide.
Yeah, they just want to get the ball out of the guy behind stick, and they'll sub their guys with short time, but get a good look.
And that one is at the feet of Haynes as they tried to win the restart. Good patience there by Haynes, making sure he didn't actually accidentally knock that ball in the cage.
Yeah, and I don't think he was too sure if he had the save or not. Ends up being a great play.
Fiorino looking for help. Lob pass to Giles. Nice job handling, and good pressure applied there by Georgia Tech's DeBose.
Yeah, all the midfielders were locked off trying to bait the pole to come over, and they were probably going to shut him as well, but nice little spot pass to clear the ball over.
Under 5 to go, second quarter. South Carolina leads 5-3. Last 2 goals belong to the Jackets, though. Here is Griffin Bailey. Comes off a little bit of a screen and stings it to the far pipe. What a rip from the midi.
Great shot by number 28, Griffin Bailey. They just clear his left hand out, and he'll take it. A little rub pick as well.
Sure, the Georgia Tech staff wanted a moving screen on that one, but not called, and USC takes full advantage.
Like I said, they may have accidentally brushed shoulders to make that defender have to go outwards before he got down the hill. So,
but impressive rip by Griffin. Bailey headed outside the hashes to beat Pagliaro, who's been playing very well in our opening half. Harper and Isaac go around, and Harper pulls it out to to Chatlin. And Chatlin strong with the ball will give a possession to the Yellow Jackets as Peterson comes all the way up to the 43-yard line to get the ball. Peterson looking to go in early offense. McAvoy, nice job on the crease cut, but couldn't get the shot off. Good double team by the Yellow Jackets. Goggins battling to Gamecocks for the ball, and he's going to be called for a push.
Yeah, I agree in that, besides the South Carolina run, both teams look very evenly matched.
And Goggins hustling to get that ball back. The trail check took that turf hop that no one predicted, and Liam Connell comes away with it. O'Donnell, not O'Connell, excuse me. O'Donnell had a couple assists in the game yesterday. Pressuring all over. Big whacks. Andrew Yee is given there. And handling him is Peretti. Two-man game behind with O'Donnell and I believe Durham. No hurdle. Going to attack against Day. Down the alley. Nice move. Got a step. Throws it through X. O'Donnell, the feeder, always has his head up. Looks it inside. Pagliaro. Nice save on the inside bouncer.
Another low bouncing save by the goalie. Fantastic job. He had to keep his stick high to honor the high shot, but just collects it with his legs.
Sam Rank. Nice overpass. And they find the short stick Yee for the easy clear. 6-3 lead. Gamecocks doubling up. The Yellow Jackets here early, looking to knock off their second consecutive undefeated team. And Ron had a chance at it, couldn't handle clean the first time, couldn't handle clean on the ground, and now it's a big ground ball that comes away to South Carolina, and an unsettled situation. Durham looking for anything, wisely decides that the numbers aren't there and will slow it down. 44, Andrew Pizzo. Sophomore's got the short stick, and they go up top, and they do feel the pressure of the trail check, which they haven't always felt today. 2 minutes to go before our halftime break, the clock winding. Hurdle, nice roll. Oh, good look to the backside. Couldn't be handled by Pizzo. Tracked down by Durham. Durham, long skip pass over the top. What a look. Peretti rolls again, right in the middle. Low save. Pagliaro.
And a big save by Pagliaro at that, and right on top of the goal, 8 yards. Huge save for his team.
Long clearing pass, and coming away with it is Brian Duffy. Duffy is going to take a shot off of Haynes. Timeout called by Georgia Tech before that shot could be taken, and another wise timeout by the Georgia Tech coaching staff when their defensive personnel wasn't running clean in transition. We'll take a quick break here. 95 seconds to go before the halftime break.
Every time we open our doors, we change just a little bit. Every blade of grass, every rose petal, every pen location. But the one thing that doesn't change is our commitment to an exceptional golfing experience. Being prepared to give it our all 364 days a year is not just a credo. It's our soul.
And we're back out of the timeout called by Georgia Tech. 1:35 to go. It'll be Georgia Tech ball. It'll be McAvoy, Peterson, and McGinnis down on attack. 3 in white. Jack McGinnis apologized for the pronunciation mistakes. The midfield group will be Evan Junkel, Ron, and they're still waiting to get their 6th guy on. Now it looks like it will be number 7, Griffin Goggins. So shot clock at 64, so Tech can wind this down till right around 30 seconds. We'll see what they choose to do. Obviously, their attack of Peterson and McAvoy can make a lot of good things happen. Junkel's got the short stick. He's going to look to attack down the alley, and now they put it through X. Rolling into a bit of a 1-4 look, and that pass to Ron was at the ankles, and it's a turnover. And so out of that timeout, Tech doesn't even get a shot off. Quick restart. They've got an opportunity to push here. 4-on-3 comes South Carolina. They give it up. Step down look just wide. It'll stay here with South Carolina. That shot came from Jono Durham.
Well, we've seen this game play a little bit of everything, fast-paced, slow-paced, pushing transition, goals off of face-offs, goals off of big saves as well. Both teams are still trying to settle in to the game plan and their opponent.
Big possession here with 35 to go. If the Jackets can keep it at 3, they'll feel comfortable. And if the Gamecocks can stretch it to 4, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves at the break. South Carolina's going to call this timeout with 28 seconds to go. We'll hang here while they talk through what they want to run and their final set before the halftime break. Georgia Tech lacrosse camps return for another great summer of events, offering both a boys and a girls lacrosse camp. All camps take place on the Tech campus, led by some of the top coaches from around the Southeast. The instructional-based camp is designed for new and experienced players. Be sure to check out their goalie performance school. Visit gtlaxcamps.com for more information. And this year's lacrosse apparel and equipment sponsor is Lax Zone, powered by Downstream Manufacturing and Outfitters. Visit their tent right next to the concession stand for all your apparel needs and figure out how they can become your team's one-stop shop. If you can't get here today, just visit www.lax-zone.com. I'm Ned Cage alongside Connor Squires. D1 SELC championship game wrapping up its first half. South Carolina, 2-goal loss in this game last year, now leads by 3. Connor, if you're South Carolina here coming out of the timeout, are you running your best set, or is there a hot hand you want to try to get the ball to?
Yeah, we haven't really seen a ton of plays out of South Carolina. They usually just like to get their goal scorers the ball. This is a different scenario, though. Only 28 seconds left. You definitely want to make sure you have the last shot. When do you take that shot, and who takes the shot, and how do you get it? That's going to be what's up for question here, and we'll see what they want to do.
So Weiss handles on the near side, moves it behind to Jono Durham as they run a 2-2-2 look here. And another low pass. We saw Tech turn one over like this, and now you got 15 on the clock, and everything's got to speed up just a little bit. Here goes Bailey, scored on a shot like this last time, scores on another one, and sometimes you don't even have to draw anything up, just let players be players.
Yeah, and as I said earlier, you either draw a play up or just trust your best players with a 3-goal lead, and they'll do that. They'll give the ball to their best guy, let him have that same sweeping shot that he scored on earlier. Earlier went high, this time he goes low. South Carolina Gamecocks with 9 seconds left just might win the end of the quarter.
Griffin Bailey, 6'3", 200 pounds, out of Clover High School in South Carolina, showing some ability in those nice mesh unis for the boys from Columbia. Back in the faceoff X, 9.5 seconds. Still plenty of time for something good to happen. And going with the pole is South Carolina, and now they're going to come away with it. 4 seconds. Durham, one more down to the pipe. What ball movement, and Weiss whiffed on it. I think he thought he had to rush it more than he did, and that will close. And we'll see a great look here. And you want to talk about being able to score in 9 seconds. Great one more. Weiss, you see him just kind of whiff on it, trying to rush it maybe a second too long, and a little frustration out of Weiss, but he does have 2 points on a goal and an assist. Last 2 goals scored by Griffin Bailey to stretch the lead out to 7-3 after 2 quarters of play. We'll be back for the second half of our D1 SELC championship game on Lacrosse Fire TV in just about 8 minutes.
What is it about some places? The places where we feel a sense of fellowship, where service is of the highest priority, whether to each other or to ourselves. A journey familiar like a warm bath for the soul. Along the way we may get lost, but we always seem to find a friendly hand reaching out, guiding us the way back there, where we owe it to our younger selves, just to feel like we're getting a little bit better at us. This place will always be there for you. This place is sacred, because this place is home.
Heels or flats?
Heels.
Around here, we're decision-making pros. But when she got injured last season, I almost made the wrong decision. I thought I could take her where I rehabbed my knee, but her coach told me, take her to Children's. No thanks. All that experience helped my daughter heal faster and come back stronger.
Now we just need to decide where I'll play in college.
Road trip.
Welcome back to Lacrosse Fire TV's coverage of the SELC Lacrosse Tournament here at Northview High School in Johns Creek, Georgia. 7-3 lead for the Gamecocks over Georgia Tech at the halftime break. I'm Ned Case alongside Connor Squires. Connor, it was 2 late goals from the midfield. Griffin Bailey dodging downhill from the lefty wing, gave the nice little extension after Tech closed it to within 2. South Carolina had the lead in this game last year before falling to Virginia Tech. What do you want to see out of these Gamecocks coming out of the halftime break?
I just want to see them, more of the same, really. I think the last 2 games that they've played, they've kind of just submitted their game plan and made the other team adjust. And Georgia Tech is having to make adjustments when South Carolina really doesn't need to. Looks like they're winning their one-on-one matchups. They're doing a good job clearing the ball. And we'll see how it plays out for the second half.
And for Georgia Tech, this is a team who's trailed. Despite being an undefeated team, they've been down in games. We talked about it earlier in this game. They were down 2 goals with 2 minutes to play last night against Florida State in the semifinals, and they found a way to come back and win. So it's not panic mode, but if you're Georgia Tech, and your Coach Lovick and staff, what are you saying to your guys?
I think you just got to kind of regroup, and South Carolina is doing a couple things that they may not have seen on film. But more than less the same, they are a good team. They're here for a reason. They're the number 2 team in the nation for a reason. And I think that they kind of just got to get back to playing Yellow Jacket lacrosse. 3 different goal scorers for Georgia Tech. The only multi-goal scorer is Griffin Bailey, who we mentioned had the last 2 of the half. Things will get underway here, facing it off. Isaac and Harper at the face-off dot. It was pretty back and forth and not a lot of clean wins either way. It can turn into a lot of this 3-on-3 ground balls. Look, ball goose towards the Georgia Tech end. Great box out on the far side. Tim Peterson does so many small things for this team. And it was a great play, great way to start the second quarter, or third quarter rather.
Peterson handling some pressure as McGinnis, Ron, and already on the field was Goggins. So first midfield group out here for the Jackets. They'll hop in a umbrella set, 3 meters across the top. Now Krasicki pops off the crease, and they move the ball to the backside. Ron's got a short stick to attack. The approach gets the middle shot high, backed up by Tech. Right off the end line, Peterson attacks, skips it to Goggins. Goggins, one more to Ron. Ron split, wants to get to his left. Well defended there, not giving up. The left hand was Max Cuffia. Goggins, the right-hander, now rolls back to his right, draws the slide, and ball is going to be put on the turf. Fiorino making some nice defensive plays here in the last couple minutes of game action. And that one is going to stay here.
Looks like they might have called a push.
So shot clock resets on that push. Ron attacks low. Bouncer doesn't go.
Defensively, Carolina's defense, they're not afraid to slide, especially if they feel like guys are going to hitch back towards the middle, as you saw in that previous possession. And once again, not afraid of physicality and pressing.
Chastain being physical there with McAvoy. Krasicki had a goal in that first half, has been relatively quiet. Here is Ron. He's been their best dodger from the midfield. He draws the slide of Chastain, keeps working, draws his crowd, and moves it on to McGinnis. McGinnis, hands free, low shot. Haynes read it all the way. 7th save of the game for the senior goalie. And Fiorino will handle and leg it over himself, and they find Cuffio. A little transition here for the Jackets, and no flag came down. Cuffio's helmet looked like it popped up a little bit, and now we're coming the other way with a little transition. It's a 4-on-4, so no numbers advantage for Tech, and with the pole pushing that didn't really make sense to attack all the space. But McAvoy, nice hesitation move. Did he dunk it in? No, he didn't. That one didn't even make it to the cage. Shot clock will go back to 80 as South Carolina possesses. Nice look, and Jono Durham couldn't handle it. Would have had a nice look in tight. Pagliario made a save there in tight. Long clearing pass to the middle. Day handles as the sun comes out even a little bit more. Beautiful day, nearing 80 degrees. See if fatigue become a factor here late. Nice job working inside was Peterson, but couldn't get the ball to go on Cage.
Yeah, both teams not afraid to push tempo early in the third quarter. Georgia Tech really needs to get themselves a goal here, get it back on the board.
Junkel, Witten, and Eck out there for the guys in white with the gold chrome helmets. Junkel down the alley, straight ahead. Peterson looking for the cutter, and no room in there as he tried to jam it inside. And away goes South Carolina with some numbers advantage if they want to try to use it. And Durham's going to get a nice look, and he's going to dunk it. The errant pass bounced right to Durham, and he jams it home.
Yeah, when things are going well for you, these kind of things happen. Tried making a pass to the pole. Look whose front porch it just lands right on. Great job, great finish, right off the hip of the goalie.
So first goal of the second half belongs to the Gamecocks as they extend that lead out to 5. And just an impressive game plan that South Carolina has come out with to hold this Georgia Tech offensive group to only 3 goals through 34-plus minutes. And I think they're going to have a hold or a push. It will be. His ball will go to South Carolina. Trying to get the restart quickly is Lahoff Gotti. So Giles comes on the field with Vallon. And Griffin Bailey will now cross the midfield stripe. Jono Durham, 3 goals in this game after he had a big 3-point second half in the win over Liberty. When Liberty started to come back, it was Durham who was making the plays to keep the lead in the favor of the Gamecocks. They try to run the screen behind, nothing doing. They get it to Addison Lutz. Lutz was quiet in that first half. Here's Vallon. Vallon down the alley, couldn't find much space. He has 1 goal, looking for a second point. Will it be the assist? It won't. Pagliaro with a great save. And are they going to call an interference? They are. Just trying to protect his goalie was Will Werner. Trying to protect his goalie was McKinnon Polson, and just a little bit too long after Pagliaro got the ball in his cross.
Yeah, good shot, good save, but you got to let the guy play after your team picks that ball up.
Here is Jono Durham behind, flat-footed. Now he's going to start to attack, and a little pick slip there. He got what he wanted, but couldn't set up the question mark in time. Pump fake coming around, and sticking it is not sure who that was. We'll get that number in a second. This pass came from... Oh, that was Weiss, 87.
Yeah, just great one-on-one effort there with the goalie as they spread this to 9-3 now. And if you're Kennesaw State,
Georgia Tech.
I'm sorry, Georgia Tech had 2 Georgia teams here in Atlanta. But if you're Georgia Tech, man, you either need a timeout or you need a momentum play. You need something to shift this back in your favor.
And Derek Isaac hasn't made life easy, winning a lot of face-offs, and on cue, jinx him, and the ball goes over to Georgia Tech.
Oh, not the Ned curse.
So Georgia Tech, they've been very structured in their offense with their dodging down the alley, through X, hitting the ball to the backside. Maybe see if Coach Freeman and kind of lets his offense play a little bit more and try to generate some different looks, because it seems as though South Carolina has game planned pretty well for what Tech wants to do on the offensive end.
Yeah, they have, and they're seeing a little bit more of the same of the invert offense with the pick right here, as you see. But I just really think they've won their one-on-one matchups as I say that.
And a huge save by Haynes. Ron won his one-on-one matchup, and just a better save.
That was a fantastic save. Looks like he gets it with the right cuff.
And you'll get a great look here on our Lacrosse Fire TV replay. Full extension, and right off that glove hand. Here comes McGinnis working downhill. Doesn't have any space, and he's well defended there by the pole of Fuller. McAvoy eating checks from Hank Chastain. Chastain, the junior defenseman from Gonzaga College High School, has been impressive and fun to watch throughout this SELC tournament. Nice look, and Krasicki couldn't handle it. He was going to have an opportunity for a step down. Instead, it'll go as a turnover.
Well, and it'll restart if they would like to push, but that being that close to the box might be tough.
They throw the lead pass up ahead, and Jake Piretti settles things down. Short stick matchup here for Jonah Durham, the attackman, so he's going to want to take advantage, although both Andrew Yee and Zeke Day for Georgia Tech have shown the ability to play lockdown defense with those short sticks. And good slide there, got the ball on the ground. It comes up with Devin Rawn. Here goes Rawn running from defense to offense, but fantastic hustle by the midfield group of South Carolina to get back. Rawn showing off speed, though, shot high. But right now, South Carolina's got 3 short sticks on the field, and they're going to get bailed out because Rawn is going to need a breather. A lot of space to attack. Eck dodges, rolls, finds Witten. Witten to McAvoy. McAvoy scanning the field, can't find anybody, moves it to Peterson behind. Peterson, short stick matchup. McAvoy, nice ball movement for the jam inside Evan Junkel. And that's the Georgia Tech offense we're used to seeing.
Yeah, ball in and out of people's sticks every 1 to 2 seconds. Starts with a good one-on-one dodge, pop off the crease. And there's not a lot of room for error there. That's good defense. Sometimes you got to tip your hat, but hopefully for the Georgia Tech fans, this can build to more goals.
Stops a 4-0 run by South Carolina. The game of runs has kind of been our theme this tournament. In our first game, Kennesaw State went on the early run and took the 5-2 lead into the half before North Florida started their run and won their first ever SELC Division II championship. South Carolina looking for their first ever Division I SELC championship, and Tech looking to continue their dominance, winning their third in 4 years if they can come away with the win here. And an easy save there for Haynes. Quick shot off the stick of Jack Darcy.
Yeah, Georgia Tech with a quick offensive possession. South Carolina defensively, they're doing a good job of forcing those outside shots, and if they do squeeze it in like they did the last goal, making them earn it. Nothing easy. When you're playing a good defense like that, you might want to take a little bit more time. It's an ill-advised pass.
He just did not see Topping there to turn that into a double team. It's goosed over. I don't know which way there. I guess they'll say it was not off South Carolina. And nice, not only ground ball, but decision by Conrad McAvoy, the sophomore out of Lambert High School here in Sewanee.
And every team has their main goal scorers, but Georgia Tech does a really good job of kind of spreading the wealth between 3, 4, 5 guys. Who's going to be the guy that kind of takes the reins here, gets himself 2 goals, and gets his team back swinging in the right direction?
Georgia Tech would love to get their outside shooter, 42, Matthew Krasicki, going. And instead, it's Eck. That was a nice take, but just a little bit too high. McGinnis with the backup. You see a little bit of a dip there on Haynes. If they'd gotten that on Cage, it might have gone. So they go up top. Now they bring it to the far side with Darcy. Darcy attacked and took a shot on the last possession. This time he gets the assist. That shot blocked, never made it to the cage. Shot clock under 30. Eck working against Brown. Back and forth he goes at the X. Straight ahead. McGinnis hitches, gets to the middle, hands free, and he tried to hitch one more time, and the ball was checked out of his stick. Darcy tried to save it, but couldn't. And are we going to have a push? We are. South Carolina defender pushed him, and we'll see here. There's our replay crew right on it. And could go either way. That free hand was involved for the South Carolina defender, so that may have been what got the call. Also, falling face first on the track usually can help get a call or two along the way. Fresh 80, though, for the Yellow Jackets.
He was halfway to the first row of the stands there, but nevertheless, you'll take anything you can if you're Tech right now.
Devin Vaughn rolling back topside, stings it. Top shelf for the goal.
See here in your Lacrosse Fire TV replay. Got him on the island. Defender just tries to slide under. Number 3 for South Carolina doesn't do his job keeping him down, lets him get topside. There's no slide for topside. And a great shot as the Jackets start to get momentum.
Second of the game for Ron. He had one in the semifinal win yesterday. Ground ball, Isaac picks it up momentarily, and some big collisions, and South Carolina comes away with it, but giving chase is the long pole of Knapp. Things settled down to the stick of Addison Lutz. Griffin Giles, Ryan Vallon, and Griffin Bailey set to come on the field at the midfield. Georgia Tech's got the last 2 and has the lead down to 4. Still needs to continue to chip away and get stops defensively. Vallon hitches, nowhere to go as Duffy approached on him. Ball's behind on the invert. They find Weiss. Weiss is going to step down low to low. Offside hip. Gets it to go. Sam Weiss has been on a heater this weekend.
Whenever the Gamecocks need a goal, he's the guy that always steps up. And again, just that invert offense, just really giving Georgia Tech fits. As he caps another one here in the mid-third.
And nice goal there to stop that mini 2-goal run by the Yellow Jackets as the Gamecocks extend the lead back out to 5, doubling up the Yellow Jackets 10-5. .410 to go in our third quarter. I'm Ned Cage alongside Connor Squires. Appreciate you tuning in on Championship Sunday here on Lacrosse Fire TV. Had 4 great games yesterday. Had a great D2 championship game, and we're shaping up for another impressive and potentially historic game with South Carolina trying to win their first ever SELC title. And good ball movement, but not a lot of numbers as the faceoff guy stays on the field. And you see a couple midfielders and an attackman for South Carolina putting arms up saying, let's slow this thing down. They got 50 on the shot clock, so plenty of time, no need to rush.
Right, as they should, and whenever they get to their looks, they're cashing in on them. Why have a quick possession when you can just settle up, get exactly what you want? Looks like they might go sweeping. That sweep with this left-hander, number 28 again.
And they'll get it high for the Maryland native Griffin Giles. Giles sweeps to his left hand, gets a shot off, and who's that going to go to? It'll stay here with South Carolina.
I get the ball in the stick.
Lutz, inside move, went for the crease dive. Ball was checked away, but he didn't land. No, he did land at the crease. So it'll be a clear situation for South Carolina. Topping picks it up quickly, trying to get this clear started and over the midfield line. A looping pass with a lot of air under it. Finally gets over the far side with Duffy. And now Duffy needs to find some help and found it in Peterson. Goggins comes on the field. He's got a lot of lane. Now Giles comes over to take away the alley. Goggins still going to look to attack. Not a lot of space.
I feel as if Georgia Tech's offense is just fairly predictable right now. Hitch down in the righty alley, not a ton of pressure, move the ball to the backside, and then trying to get a scrape across the top. They got to figure out a way how to change things up.
Here is Ron. He's been their best dodging threat from the midfield. but they look like they're going to try to invert maybe Goggins behind. He goes into the deep corner with his short stick, and they cannot get the ball to him as they throw it to his feet, and the frustration starting to show for some of the guys in white. And we've seen a couple turnovers for Georgia Tech offensively where they've just thrown the ball at teammates' feet. Ball on the ground. Nice job riding the ball back. Goggins picks it up. Kind of a blind pass, but Ron handles. And now he's going to get to go downhill. 4-on-4 situation for the Jackets if they want to attack. And if you're Tech, I know you're not getting a lot in the 6-on-6, so maybe they do look to go early and unsettled. McGinnis in there at attack with McAvoy and Peterson gives a little more dynamic look than just Krasicki, who's mostly an outside shooter. But you also lose some of your midfield dodging when you put McGinnis down on attack. Down the alley, Eck draws two, rolls back, good ball movement to the far side. Goggins gonna have a chance to step in. That one, I think Haynes got a piece of it, and then it went off the crossbar, so a fresh shot clock.
Yeah, the shot clock will turn off here just under a minute. They can hold for the last shot.
Goggins draws two, tries to throw it back. Pass knocked down. That was actually Witten who threw the pass and definitely did get a push in the back. Nice call by the officiating crew, and they did restart quickly, but Tech can't take advantage. 40 on the game clock before our third quarter comes to an end. Nice look inside. McGinnis couldn't get it to go. Haynes with another save. He's up to 11 by my tally. And it looked like a conduct. Maybe one of the South Carolina's players said something. But now you're going to give Georgia Tech one more chance to get this lead down to 4 again.
With plenty of time as well.
They get the ball to McAvoy. He's got a hung. He goes up top. Junkel with a quick release. Restart from behind. 16 and a flag comes in. I'm not sure what they're going to get here.
That's brutal. That's tough. I mean, that's just good defense just because he took a ferocious hack. I don't even think he connected on it.
No, I think he just kind of, I guess they can call it push. That's the only thing I could see right there.
He called it for right there, but guy's already on his hands and knees and lunges forward, falls back down on his face. He got there on his own, but we weren't down there on the field.
So it'll go as a 30-second hold, and really now that conduct 15 seconds ago looms even larger, as not only did it give Tech an extra opportunity, but it gave him a man up. But now 13.1, Coach Squires, put on your hat. Do you hold here or try to get something? I think Tech's going to answer our question. There is a penalty. Whichever team has possession at the end of a quarter will start with the ball to begin the second quarter. So Georgia Tech will have about 17 seconds of man-up offense remaining when we come out of the break. It's 10-5. South Carolina has extended the lead out to 5. We'll be back for our final 15 minutes here of SELC Tournament Weekend on Lacrosse Fire TV. Back fourth quarter action here on Lacrosse Fire TV. No face-off. Georgia Tech will start with the ball. 17 seconds remaining on this man up. We'll see what the Jackets can get drawn up, what Coach E.J. Freeman, associate head coach and offensive coordinator, has as McGinnis handles up top. Last couple seconds tick off, and that pass deflected. They get it behind. Straight ahead. Nice face dodge. Ron loses his foot and gets back up and buries it down low. Devin Ron trying to single-handedly keep the Yellow Jackets in this game.
Good job by Ron, keeping his composure there. Not only does he do a good job of face guarding his defender, but he slips, gathers his feet, and still gets a good shot off. 4-goal game.
Lead back down to 4. That's as close as it's been in this second half. It's been as many as 6. It's 1-0 Georgia Tech, and then 5 in a row by USC. Have given them command of this game ever since, and Isaac at the faceoff X continues to help out the Gamecocks, but then a late hit is going to give the ball right back to the Gamecocks. As a face-off guy got hit late and in the back after he made the pass. I guess interference is what they'll call it. 10 saves now for Pagliaro as he has to switch up sticks and gets back into the cage.
Yeah, and crucial for Georgia Tech, to not foul for the rest of this quarter. South Carolina has shown time and time again how they can score.
Giles starts behind, 2-3-1 look. As Giles gets it from Weiss, they'll exchange spots and look to throw back. Good action there, and that pass knocked down. Good active stick there by Brian Duffy, one of the captains of this Georgia Tech unit. It's a 30-second penalty, so the final seconds are counting down. Giles has it. He's going to step in from way far out, shot wide, and Georgia Tech kills that man down. 14 to go in our fourth quarter. Quick off the restart, Jonah Durham pushes but can't find anything. Now he finds Bailey across the top, who scored a couple goals in similar fashion in the first half. Valen on Chatlin. Valen has a step. Valen fires. It's wide, and I think topping, they're going to say it was Durham back there closest.
Man, 20 seconds. I get the ball up top to Bailey and let him sweeper for his left hand.
Instead, it's Durham straight ahead to Giles. Giles steps in. That shot high, and they did get a piece of it. Pagliaro got a piece of it, so the shot clock will reset. Saw the Gamecock players calling for it, and they got it. That shot is on the outside. And Pagliaro's got that new stick. That was the first pass he's thrown with it. It was a little bit high, but handled. Now they get it up ahead to the pole of Sam Rank. Four-goal lead for South Carolina. McAvoy wanted to try to get it to McGinnis, but just way too many sticks, and his hands were tied up and never had a chance of getting over to him. Long clearing pass. O'Donnell on the hop. They keep it in. That was a little bit dicey, but ball on the ground. Topping's got a beat on it. Can he come away with it? He does a nice job kicking it to his offensive end. McAvoy can come up with it, but we're going to have either an interference or a loose ball pushed on the far side. South Carolina will have the ball.
Coach Lubbock for the Georgia Tech team is pacing on the sideline right now. He wants his guys to get a settled possession. And then he comes out on the wrong way after a couple times to get a ground ball. South Carolina. They're going to move the ball around here.
Liam O'Donnell back in at attack. Christian, that shot was saved. And this is going to be an important race to the end line. And they're going to say Bailey was there and in bounds. Good hustle by 28 in black. And I'm not sure if that shot clock reset after the save. There's another save for Pagliaro this time. And there's the reset. Just took a little bit longer. Good job by the officiating crew to make sure they got it reset. Giles, Valen, and Bailey play catch. Valen back to Giles. Here goes Griffin Giles. Sweeps to his right. Loves to shoot from the outside. Takes a shot. It never got through. Could have been a loose ball hold. Could have been another loose ball hold. Neither one called. Now they are. And Tech had it picked up anyways. Now they're looking for the whistle to start play. And Weiss did give him the 5 he needed. And still got a nice whack in. Down 4. Approaching the 11-minute mark. Still plenty of time. No need to rush, but need to start executing, getting quality looks. But Haynes has been up to the test with 12 saves through 3 quarters.
No reason to rush if you're Georgia Tech. Take as much time as you can. Got to get the first one before you get the next one.
Eck rolls away, pass too far behind Peterson, but tracked down on the far side at the 46. Going down the alley, drawing 3 defenders was Darcy, and Darcy has Hank Chastain, and Chastain is a pesky defender to say the least.
Yeah, and again, Leonard Chastain, he was ready to go because Georgia Tech just does the same thing over and over on offense. Ready alley dodge, move the ball 2 times, try to scrape for the middle. You know, it's that in an invert offense, and you know they're starting to sniff that out. Their slides are getting there quicker, and they're getting there more efficiently, and they're leading to turnovers.
Dodge from behind. Jack McGinnis sweeping top side. Chastain matched up with McAvoy. It's 5 on the shot clock. McAvoy straight ahead. Peterson needed to get a shot off. It didn't get on Cage. It went wide. It'll be a turnover going to USC. So they went through the full 80 and couldn't produce a quality shot on Cage.
Yeah, if you're South Carolina, the clearing game of utmost importance here. Don't want to give anything away for free.
And Tech is going to shut off now that a long pole has the handle. Nice job by Liam O'Donnell working to get the ball. Jordan Hummel out of the box. Uh-oh. Procedure. South Carolina, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the offensive end. That'll be a procedure every time. Here comes Andrew Yee in transition. This is what the Tech guys need. But they turn it over and offside. South Carolina just made back-to-back big mistakes in the substitution game. 7 on offense and then went off sides. 7 on defense. And when Tech turned it over instead of a turnover.
Yeah, I'm surprised with 7 guys on the field. How do you not have 3 stay back? But nevertheless, it happens. And
you're right. All those middies just ran straight back into the hole.
And an attackman.
So Tech on the man up. Much needed. So see what Tech can create here. Get themselves back within 3. It hasn't been that close in this second half yet. Throwback. McAvoy eyeing inside. Tried to get it to Junkel. They hit on something similar to that earlier, but not this time. 10 seconds left on the 30-second penalty. See if the Jackets can find some 2-on-1s to take care of. Nice look inside and a save by Haynes. And
Hayes with a kick save. Left foot, big toe.
you can't ask for a whole lot better look if you're Georgia Tech.
No, it was a great shot, too. It's just a better save.
Brown handles, trying to get away from Junkel giving chase. And he does. He'll backhand it up top to Giles. 10-6 lead here for South Carolina. So we approach 8.5. They roll it up top to Hurdle, second midfield group. Or 2 of the 3 second midfielders, Hurdle and Peretti. They're out there with Giles, who's a first liner. Long pass gets thrown away. Nice slide there by Georgia Tech to force a tough pass.
Yeah, just a simple job, just getting the guy's hands. No free passes, and it'll pay off for Georgia Tech. I want to think if you're Georgia Tech about. They generally like to trust their guys, but do you want to take a timeout down here and get yourself a definite goal with 8 minutes left in the game?
Ron rolls. He's a lefty. He wants his left. He finds McGinnis. Great one more to the back pipe and dunked home by Conrad McAvoy.
Great job by McAvoy just finding his teammate on the back pipe. And as I mean that he didn't have the assist, but he has
found
to show
him.
himself.
Yep.
I don't think he would have thrown that pass if he hadn't cut and called for it. Great job by Georgia Tech. And they creep into a 3-goal lead.
10-7. Little over halfway left in our fourth quarter. Georgia Tech has scored 4 of the last 5 goals. Still trailed by 3, though. Harper pulled it out, couldn't win it clean. Topping's got a chance at it. Excuse me, not Topping, that's 40 Knapp. And Knapp does come away with it. He's got Andrew Yee, and a big ground ball picked up by the Yellow Jackets. You see the staff saying slow things down, let's get settled. They trust these experienced attackmen, and McGinnis rolling down to the attack spot in this second half has changed some of the looks that South Carolina has to give defensively. They don't have to worry as much about the outside lefty shooting Krasicki, but more about a right-handed dodging threat in McGinnis.
A very similar situation that they were in last night. Down a few goals.
Yep.
Fourth quarter creeping in. How does Coach Lubbock guys respond?
Chastain on McAvoy. Can't ask for a whole lot of a better matchup than those two guys. Losing the ball is Eck, tries to goose it to himself, has a chance at it, and does pick it up. Sam Eck skips it up top. The pass was deflected and headed the other way. It's Fiorino. Frank Fiorino, the senior, running in transition, and smartly recognizes the situation to slow things down. Although they have a 4-on-3 down near the goal. They've got a wide open pole if they can find him for a potential 2-on-1, but they get it to him a bit too late. So, first midfield unit back out there. You see Bailey and Valen come onto your screen in the lower left. Now they're going to trot the ball behind on the far side and look for the invert game. They'll go big little. Weiss with his pole will be setting the pick. And you see them pointing at the shot clock. This is the point. Under 6, you got a 3-goal lead. You want to really milk that. Now with 20 on the shot clock, they attack. Giles, skip up top. Valen trying to get to his right hand, couldn't do it. 12 on the shot clock. Bailey's had some success dodging and shooting from this spot on the field, and Topping does a nice job not letting him get that shot off. Weiss draws 2, gets top side. Huge save by Pagliaro. Tech needs to clear this ball, and they're going to leave it on the ground right in front of the goal. Ball still loose. Valen had a beat on it, couldn't pick it up. And now Tech does pick it up. Andrew Yee one-handed on the run. And a 5-on-4 if they can leave it back for Day. Peterson, McGinnis. And McGinnis couldn't get anything on once again. Hank Chastain making a great defensive play.
You don't need to be in a rush, but you certainly need to be efficient if you're Georgia Tech. Down 3. 2 timeouts still in your pocket. I don't think Coach wants to use those timeouts until about 3.
Here is Goggins trying to go on Valen. Draws a slide. McGinnis down the backside. Good opportunity to dodge down the alley. Drawing the slide again, though. And Tech's drawing the slides, but just not completing the passes to the backside. And Duffy almost got too fancy trying to keep it over. And it'll go to South Carolina. Jono Durham will start with the ball in his stick. 4:20 to go. And they can get this thing down to about 3 minutes if they want. That shot never got through. Somebody in the middle took it in a tough spot. That may be Sam Rank.
Yeah, a surprising 15-yard shot by South Carolina. Last possession, they decided to try to milk the clock as we got a yellow jacket down on the field.
The newly opened Hampton Inn and Suites in Johns Creek provides a tentative service, delicious complimentary breakfast, clean, stylish rooms, and much more. Come check out their outdoor entertainment center featuring a brand new pool offering endless fun. When it's game on, call Hampton Inn and Suites, your home, 6440 East Johns Crossing. And we'll take a quick break here as the injured player, although now we'll wait a second, he just pop up. .4:10 left to go, 10-7, the Division I SELC championship game. South Carolina leads Georgia Tech, and it was Sam Rank, and it looks like maybe just got a shot in a bad spot, but walking off under his own power. Good to see Coach Lovick out there with his defenseman, making sure everything's all right. Rank, the junior from Arundel High School in Maryland.
Yeah, and we hope he's okay.
So 4:10 to go. Shot clock at right around 70 seconds, although now the sun is kind of right on the shot clock, so it makes it a little tough for us to see here. Tech pushing out. That was and a little bit of a way for Tech to kind of get settled there defensively. And they actually, looks like they may have reset the shot clock to 80. Under 4 now on the clock. Here is Griffin Bailey. Draws a slide, looks inside. Giles' shot just missed, and great hustle to race that out for Georgia Tech. That was Devin Knapp.
Yeah, the defense doing a good job giving their offense an opportunity to win this game. And the ball's on their side of the field. The ball's in their court.
And excuse me, that may have been 39 Polson who ran that one out. 2 timeouts still for each team. And Peterson drops it, now picks it up on a hop. Tech finally getting all their personnel on. Last guy coming out of the box here is Nick Witten, the freshman.
Yeah, and we've seen Coach Lovick in these types of situations not call the timeout, let his guys play on the field.
Witten attacks the approach, doesn't have a ton of room, rolls back top side. McGinnis down the alley, straight ahead, McAvoy. Gets top side, takes a shot, save. They tried to goose it in. They couldn't. Did he step in the crease? He did. It'll go to South Carolina. But Haynes, as we'll see on the replay, another great save. McAvoy pushed the backside, had a step or two. And Haynes, kick, save. And now a little transition. South Carolina will likely settle it down. 2:35 to go. 3-goal game. And it's getting tough here for Georgia Tech. There's only limited possessions. And we talked about the South Carolina team. They're playing their second consecutive championship game. They lost last year, so they are going to make sure that they finish the right way.
Right, I understand it's in their nature to push tempo, but you've got to chew this clock up if you're South Carolina.
Hurdle, great one more. Shot and goal. Durham, he has had a fantastic game getting the start after a strong second half in the win yesterday.
And they'll just play a numbers game.
In and out.
And those shots will go from 8 yards. As South Carolina can start to feel it with 2 minutes left, up 4.
4 goals and an assist for Jono Durham, the junior out of Charlotte Christian School in North Carolina. And that may be the goal that puts the nail in the coffin. But Harper's going to win a face-off and try to make things happen a little bit faster. Day on the far side. They get it to McAvoy. Peterson now Goggins. Georgia Tech's got to go fast. They're under 2 minutes. They got to make up 4 goals. That was a good look on the shallow to the pole, but couldn't be handled by Knapp. Knapp comes away with it, Tech still letting their guys play out. Ron on the backside. He's got a ton of space. 2 guys go to Ron. He's going to roll to his left hand and takes a shot. It's wide. Nice defense there, knowing Ron wanted to get to his left. 93 seconds to play. Good quick restart and physical play there on Ron. Peterson's got his short stick, and he's going to, no, yes, he does have a short stick. Brown. Roll. Peterson. Shot. Save. Haynes. Shot clock will reset. Great hustle by McGinnis to keep it Georgia Tech's way. 15th save of the game for Colin Haynes, senior goalie for these Gamecocks. Minute 10 to go. Ron sweeps top side. He's going to take a shot. Haynes, another save. He's got 16 now. Loose in front. Ron picks it up. Big collision. Ball pops out of his stick. Flag comes down. Tech should take a shot. They do. It's high, and they'll go on the man up. 58 seconds to play. 1 minute slash going against the Gamecocks. A little bit of a flurry there for Georgia Tech, but couldn't get any to go.
South Carolina trying to get organized. With just 57 seconds left, the bench can start to feel it.
6-on-5 here. Clock winds under a minute. They'll throw back to McAvoy. He'll look inside. Nice find. Maganese didn't get the shot off in time, and that pass got knocked down. Ball on the ground coming up. South Carolina, and if they can run out these 40 seconds, they will be SELC champions, and he caught it right in the crease.
I don't know what these fans are talking about. He had 2 feet. He was a good 1.5 yards into the crease, kind of just got lost on that spin around.
You'll see this. He catches it, and he was playing NFL rules. He got both feet inside.
There's some things that just don't look right from a lacrosse perspective, and that certainly was one of them, as he was just about touching the goalie.
15 seconds. He's got to step in, loses his footing. Ball will go to South Carolina. Colin Haynes fittingly ran it out. And with 11 seconds to go, there won't even be a need to clear the ball. Haynes can just hold on to it, and he will, and that's appropriate that the ball ends in the hands of the senior Colin Haynes. South Carolina, after losing by 2 goals last year in this same championship game, comes back, beating Georgia Tech 11-7, knocking off their second undefeated team in consecutive days. As we look at some highlights, the last goal came off the stick of number 7, Durham, Jono Durham. 4 goals, 1 assist. He really led the way. 3 goals and an assist for Sam Weiss, who had the big 6-goal game yesterday. The Gamecocks, SELC Division I champions, and they'll head to the MCLA tournament in a few weeks. Congratulations, Coach Harkey and his entire staff. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're here for 1 game, 2 games, all weekend long. We appreciate your support of Lacrosse Fire TV for Connor Squires and our entire production and camera crew. I'm Ned Case. Hope you guys have a fantastic Sunday. South Carolina Gamecocks 2019 SELC Division I champions.